What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's having a great day today. So unfortunately, because I'm filming this at 10 o'clock at night because I've been really busy all day today with schoolwork, and as you can see I got a haircut, I'm filming this literally at 10 p.m. Tuesday night, right before this video. It needs to be edited and ready to go for the channel. But today's video is going to be about the sport track, but of course since it's 10 o'clock I can't really go out and film with it. So I'm going to talk about exactly what I've been experiencing and pretty much give the whole story on how I messed the truck up by accident. So about 2-3 years ago now, back in 2017, I took the roof rack off my truck and did a whole video on it. It's probably the single worst car mod video I've ever uploaded. The music was too loud, it just wasn't really that entertaining. Literally all it was doing the about 6 bolts on each side of the truck and pulling the roof rack off, and I've kept the roof rack ever since in the event that I wouldn't even put it back on. And the end of last video, you guys know I talked about that for the wrap I would need to be putting the roof rack back on, and I'm doing exactly that because back in 2017, directly after doing this, I developed a little bit of water damage in the headliner, and I always was trying to figure it out, and it took me a while, and then I was like, you know, one of the best, the third brake light. It has to be. It's a very common issue that causes water damage like this, and it's all in this one spot, blah, blah, blah. So I wound up replacing that, and I thought it did the trick, but alas, there was still water coming in because I stopped really paying attention to it, and then recently, after a pretty good rainstorm, I got inside the truck. It's been raining a lot here lately. I got inside the truck and started feeling around the headliner, and sure enough, it was wet. And I was like, okay, this is weird. And I was thinking about it, like, how could water be getting in? And then I finally came to the conclusion that the roof rack could have had a thing to do with it, because the leak did start directly after the roof rack, and I was so just blind to the fact. It was like, oh, we put thread locker in it, that should seal it up pretty well. Thread locker is not a weather sealant. It is a bolt, kind of keeps the bolts on. It doesn't really seal for water damage. So that was probably where I went wrong, was not putting proper sealing, whether it be a silicone or anything like that, in the actual bolt holes themselves to kind of seal that junk shut where I wouldn't be getting water in it. So in the end, I inadvertently, thinking that I fixed the problem a long while back, caused further water damage to my headliner. That's why my headliner is absolutely butchered. Well, my interior tends to get kind of gross. So when I do, that's why I decided when I do the wrap, I'm going to be putting the roof rack back on it, because quite frankly, I don't have the skills to know how to grind down the holes and then fill it in completely, which I thought was possible, but then I really looked a little bit closer and realized I was going to have to grind down some metal to do that. So I wound up just being like, you know what, we'll put the rack back on, no big deal. It'll get rid of the water issues, it'll get rid of having to do, you know, extreme body work, and it'll save me a little bit of time and a little bit of money as we go to prep the truck to be vinyl wrapped, because that means all I have to do then is when I get to Michael's house to do the wrap, I'll bring the roof rack with me. We'll clean it up pretty good, maybe spray paint it black or something like that, like a really dark black, give it a fresh coat of paint, and then we'll just take the bolts out and wrap around the bolt holes, and then once we're done, slap the rack back on and then call it a day, because that'll be the easiest part about it then, is we're not having to worry about doing Bondo on the roof and everything, and you know, no big deal. It would just be tightening back down, 6 bolts, and we'd be back in business, no problem. So yeah, that's the story of how I inadvertently ruined my own headliner by taking the roof rack off. It looks pretty good. I do like the roof rackless look on the Gen 1s, but I didn't realize that I didn't seal it up properly, and you live and you learn. This kind of stuff happens when you're working on cars, and you're working on cars like I was back when I was, you know, 17, almost 18 years old. So it definitely made for quite the adventure of the last couple of years, trying to figure out why does everything keep getting wet and getting gross. That's why. It was my fault. So it's always best to, you know, admit your mistakes when you make them, and that's kind of what I'm doing now. Is just don't make the same mistake I did. If you take your roof rack off, either fill it in or properly seal everything up when you go to put it back together. You know, mistakes happen. It's what happens when, you know, you work on cars. Sometimes crap happens and things don't go your exact way. But on the wrap stuff, I'm going to be trying to begin the D-badge process sometime this week. I might ask Hayden if he wants to help me tackle that. I've been wanting to go visit him this week anyway, so I may ask him to help me do that. And we can try to knock out a lot of the D-badging, whether like pretty much taking off everything, possibly including the Sport Trac badge on the back. I do want to try to get the dealer sticker off the back that has been on there since I got it. Try to get everything down to a clean base. I will not be taking off either Ford logos, as the one will come off pretty easily. I just have to unbolt it on the front, and then the back one I'm pretty sure we could really wrap around because of how it's recessed into the actual tailgate. I don't really know how we would even get that out to begin with, so probably could just wrap over it, cut it out, and then peel it off the top of the logo. But I would like to get, kind of the basic stuff taken care of. The badges and stuff like that, the ones that I can peel off and stuff like that. So obviously the front badge and the 4.0 badges and stuff like that. It'll definitely be weird seeing it badgeless again, because I've had the 4.0 badges on since 2017, 2018, somewhere in there, and the front badge for probably about 7 or 8 months. So I mean, I've really enjoyed having that front badge on, especially. And we might try to reincorporate it once we get everything put back together. I can easily just get some 3M tape, cut it out, and then have it stick back on, which is always an option. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what it all looks like again. I'll probably not be doing the door trim delete, which is on the list anyway for the wrap, until we start doing Bondo work. That'll probably be hopefully in the next week or so. Me and my dad can get a hold of some Bondo. We can get started on that part of things, and we can get the body in pretty good shape for the wrap. And once we do that, prime everything, clear coat the side skirts and the plastic bits, and then it'll be off to Michael's to get wrapped. So I'm really excited for that. I can't wait to unveil more of that as time goes on. But until then, I'm going to wrap things up here. Hope you all enjoyed this video of me pretty much admitting a mistake that I made. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Practice when it comes to working on cars. You're not going to be great the first time out, and especially when it comes to stuff like that. Sometimes you make mistakes working on cars, and it winds up, causing an issue. You just have to go and fix it. Easy peasy. It cost me a headliner and possibly a headliner panel, but I'll live. I mean, I can just go and get it replaced, spend like $200, and then back to normal. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys on Friday with a brand new video. Take care, everyone.